just got to get on with it. That's life really in the modern day in respect of having these periods where international football's being played. Just get on with it really, Rob.
Strange one for you though, where you had so many games, all the cup games you had, and then 2 international breaks in the space of a month, and it's been a bit of a stop-start month for you.
Well, like I say, we don't do the fixtures. You have to speak to the Premier League and the FA and those bodies concerned. But international football has taken a lot of the weekends out, and will do, I'm sure. It'll get busier as we go along.
Has it helped with John Carew?
We'll see. John's still a little bit sore with his back, but we're hoping that if not this weekend, then the following weekend, and we'll have him back. We'll have him back and going.
37 points now. You've always talked to us all season, and you've said to the players as well, I think, about this 40-point total that you desperately want to get. That's a massive incentive now for this game, isn't it? Because it's within touching distance. Well,
with 40 points and then look, get it as quick as you can, and then look where you are. And I think that's, you take a view from there. But I think getting to 40 points is a watershed for us as a football club, and you might need more. And that's why it's important to get there as quick as you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at all the newspapers at the moment, you're not included in that relegation battle. They've got about 5 or 6 teams down there.
Never read the newspapers, Rob.
Are you telling the players though? Are you still reminding the
players? No, we've said all along we don't get involved in who's doing what, who's saying what. You just do your own job. The only thing you can affect is yourselves. And, I can't influence and affect what other people say, but I can influence and affect what happens at this football club. And the big thing at this football club is to get to those 40 points.
It's going to be a different sort of running for you, isn't it? Because you're going for top 10 in the Premier League. You've got an FA Cup semi-final as well. It's going to be a different sort of pressure for a lot of your players.
But I think it's so much in the balance. Like you've spent 10 minutes talking about, am I looking over my shoulder about relegation? Now you're talking about finishing in the top 10, and that's the way the league has been this year. And it's been a very interesting league, not just at the bottom of the table, at the top of the table as well.
3 games after this one are all away from home. Does that give you an extra reason to try and put it to bed and get the 40 points from this game?
No, it's the ways, the way of the world, and like I say, the way fixtures run. We had a run, I think, of playing 8 games, and 6 of them were away from home, and we have to accept it and get on with it. But you've got to understand and recognise, being at Stoke, that you're going to lose games. And that it's not losing the game, it's then bouncing back and making sure that you're ready for the next one, and ready for the next one, and ready for the next one. And that's what the Premiership is all about in my eyes. It's not getting beat, it's being ready and ready to go for the next game. Because you can get very, very downhearted and very disappointed with results, sometimes. But you have to dust yourself down and be strong enough to get up again and move on.
Still unbeaten at home in 2011. It's that fortress again, isn't it? The return.
Well, we need it to be, and may it long continue. And we've what was it, 4 games at home or 5 games at home, and the games that we have to play at home will determine our season. It has been that way ever since we've come into the Premiership, and like I say, we need the support, we need the crowd.
When you played Chelsea at their place very early on in the season, you lost 2-0, but it's a very different Stoke and it's a very different Chelsea, isn't it? Today.
Well, I went down and watched Chelsea against Man City the other week, and I thought they played really well, and they look as though they're back on the march. They've had problems during the middle part of the season, but they're still there. They've still got a great chance, and they've got great players. You look at the team and you look what they've got. They've got a great team and great players. So we know how difficult it will be, Rob. It will be a tough game for us.
Can they still win the title?
I think it's wide open. I think you talk about the bottom of the table. You look at the top. You look at the Champions League places. I think it's wide open. It's a fantastic season for supporters.
And what about Fernando Torres? The most expensive player in transfer history in this part of the world, and he's not firing yet.
He's a quality player, and it'll be just a matter of time. And whether it's takes time for him to settle down in London and settle for Chelsea, but the one thing that you guarantee is that he will get over this and he'll start scoring again without a question of a doubt. Just hope it's not Saturday.
Do you have any special plans for him, or you can't pick him out?
No, not at all. We'll do what we do, and we'll do our best against him. We'll work very, very hard on certain things, certain aspects of the game. When we've got the ball and when they've got the ball, and hope and pray that we get a little bit of luck on the day.
Any other team news for us? How the rest of the internationals come back?
No, they're fine. Thomas has hurt his back. Thomas Sorensen's hurt his back a little bit, but we're hoping he'll be okay.